382-0338. That's the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. If you're a company out there and you'd like to partner with the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Email me at that email address, doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And this segment is brought to you by Join 7. Join 7 is a protection group, and they protect against life's little mishaps. Yes. So go to thedougstewartshow.com and click on their banner link and get more details. So the BET Awards were on last night, and I was kind of doing some work, and so I really wasn't paying attention, but I love the cypher. I love when they do the cypher, man. And some of these kids last night, they stunk. They were horrible, but some of these dudes had some real skills. And I think the first time that I really saw Wiz Khalifa was on the BET Cypher when they had the BET Awards a couple of years ago. And then he came out with the Black and Yellow song, and that was bananas. He might have came up with the song first, and then he appeared on the BET Awards. But, yeah, man, a lot of careers have been launched from that Cypher. And last night, I don't know the kid's name. Once again, I really wasn't paying attention. But the last guy they brought on stage when they did the live cypher was just bananas. And somebody can tell me that kid's name, man. And I don't know if he's already signed to a label or not. But he got real skills. And then something else that jumped at me last night. I think it was Caboose. I think that's the kid's name, Caboose. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah, I think that's his name, Caboose. That's what he calls himself. He came out and on his little cypher thing. And for people that don't know what the cypher is, a cypher is basically when two rappers battle each other. Or not two rappers. It's not really a battle, I guess, per se. But they bring out like 3 or 4 different rappers and they just, do a verse. 16 bars or whatever. And they go back and forth, and they call it the cypher. I don't know the history of it. But anyway, so this Caboose kid comes out with the great Remy Ma, straight out of jail. And they go back and forth like this. They play back and forth on each other. And Caboose says something to the degree like the greatest rappers are men. And Remy Ma says something like, no, behind every great man is a woman. And so Caboose would name a guy. And Remy Ma would say the lady behind him, like Caboose would say Jay-Z. And Remy Ma would say Beyonce. And Caboose would say Obama. And Remy Ma would say, his wife. Whatever her name is right now, it doesn't come to mind. And so they went back and forth. Michelle. And so they went back and forth, and it was fantastic. Welcome home, Remy Ma. Welcome home to the great Remy Ma, who had that swipe of the raccoon streak in her hair before she went in the pen. And now she's out, and she's looking pretty good. She was probably lifting weights and doing calisthenics in jail. So Remy Ma's looking pretty good, and maybe she's going to get back on the scene real hot and heavy. So shouts out to the BET Awards. They filmed it here in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, and they aired it last night for the first time. They also had the Real Husbands of Hollywood premiere last night, which is one of my favorite shows right now on TV. So that came on last night after the BET Awards. Shouts out to Kevin Hart, man. Shouts out to Kevin Hart. There can't be anybody in America that's more on fire than Kevin Hart. The only other person that may be on fire just as much as Kevin Hart is Steve Harvey. But I still don't think that he even right now is in line with what Kevin Hart is doing. You talking about somebody that's on top and that's on fire, and every other time I look, there's a new movie coming out? Yes, it's Kevin Hart. So he's doing it real big, man, real big. So if you got some conversation about the BET Awards last night, and your thoughts on Remy Ma, and let me know who the last dude was that went on the cypher last night, the live cypher on stage before they signed off, because I'm going to look for this guy. Because this guy, if he's not signed, he's going to get signed today. By the time the sun falls at night, the dude that went last night on the cypher is going to be signed to a major label. All right, this is the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining your folk. You can call me at 404-382-0338. Your Dougie Daily question is, who's your favorite sports team and why? I kind of got into this conversation because the Dallas Cowboys are no longer America's team. And I don't know if they ever were. It was just great marketing. But a poll that was done by Harris Poll of fans like over 2,500 fans, the number one or the most liked team in America, who they're dubbing America's team, is the Denver Broncos. And I don't get that. Maybe people are voting for the Denver Broncos because they can sell weed and buy weed in the state of Denver and the state of Colorado freely. I don't know. I guess it also talks about the fact that people love and respect Peyton Manning. I think that's probably a big reason on why the Denver Broncos are right now, quote unquote, America's team. All right. A week after posting his thoughts on the NBA's new television contract on Twitter, Kobe Bryant expounded on the subject Tuesday after the Los Angeles Lakers practice, going too far as to say the players are overpaid, but so are the owners, and you have to fight for what your market value is. He says, quote, listen, business is business. I think people get that confused very easily in understanding that the players should take substantially less than their market value in order to win championships. And what he's saying is exactly right. The players should get what the players can get. That's your market value. I don't have a problem with that statement at all. Some people will argue that the owners are the businessmen. They take the risk. But at the same time, there'll be no basketball. There'd be no NBA without the players. So I think it's hand in hand, and it's a very delicate conversation that you'd have to have. And, Kobe, is I don't know if he's the guy that should be talking about it because of what he makes like $30 million a year. But I understand the premise of what he's saying is these guys should get what they're worth, and they shouldn't get a penny less than that. Just like in any business, you should get what you're worth. And if you don't get what you're worth, then that's a you problem. And I remember when we first started out in radio, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and we were getting paid. It's almost embarrassing to even talk about how much we were getting paid. Let's just put it like this. We were getting paid like nothing. Yes, we were getting paid, quote, unpaid, nothing. For the first couple of months that we started doing radio, and then obviously everything started falling into place. We started getting a big following, and then the station says, well, listen, it's time for you guys to do a contract. Okay, we'd love to do a contract. And so we sat down, we were green. We didn't know anything about anything, and so it's like slid a piece of paper across from us and says, well, we'll give you this. And they were smiling. They had big-ass smiles on their face. So that really kind of tipped me off. When they were smiling, I looked at Ryan. I was like, hey, something's wrong with this. So we was like, all right, well, we'll get back to you. And so at that point, we left the office, and I made a couple of calls, and we got an agent. All right? And to make a long story short, and talking about what you're worth, we got a contract offer one day. And the following week, when we had a representative sit down with said management, not going to name any names or any call letters, we got offered a contract for this amount on one day. And the week later, our agent was able to negotiate a better offer. I'm just going to put an amount on it, a percentage on it. Probably 500 times more than what they were offering us just a week earlier. Yes! So you got to know your worth. And these players have some of the best agents and representatives in the country. So they know their worth. And that's not an exaggeration. That's not an exaggeration with the story I just told you. Literally, we got offered 500% more than what they were offering us a week earlier. Yes! So I can relate, and I get it. And people are mad because athletes make all of this money, and they're playing a sport for a living. But it is what it is. It's business. It's business. And when these teams sell their teams and the franchise for billions of dollars, i.e. Donald Sterling in Los Angeles, and what the guy Prokhorov is trying to get right now for the Nets, yeah, you're going to make your money back. You may not come out on the positive end on the bottom line at the end of the calendar year, but you're going to make your money back in the NBA. So stop crying broke and pay these dudes what they worth. Just pay them what they worth, and everybody will be happy. And you'll make money, and the players will make money, and whether the number is obnoxious or not, it is what it is. Yes, it is what it is. So Kobe Bryant speaking out. LeBron James spoke out a couple of days ago about the same thing. And when these guys have these labor negotiations on their next CBA, it's going to get really dicey. And the last time the players folded, cats were saying they couldn't pay their Benz payment and all of that ridiculousness, and they couldn't live off of, the $30 million they have in the bank, and so they folded. I think they're kind of gearing up right now to be a long, long fight with the owners as far as labor negotiations in the NBA. Yes, you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you very much for joining me. I really, really do appreciate it. Have you heard? We're the number one and the fastest growing sports talk show in America. Yes, we are. It's because you get real commentary about that subject we were just talking about. It's not cookie cutter. I'm not a puppet. I'm not working at the puppet factory. It's not somebody standing behind me with white gloves on with their hand stuck in my ass, grabbing my vocal cords and making me say something. No. It's the realest, trillest sports talk show in America. All right? Yeah. When we get back from the break, we'll grab more of your calls. We'll read more of your tweets, more of your chats, and your chat talk on Spreaker.com. And also, man, the Falcons. I'm going to talk a little bit about them. And Arthur Blank is in the news, the Atlanta Falcons, the owner of the team. And he made some very strong comments about this team and the record they have right now and, everything going on Falcons. So we'll get into that and grab more of your calls, continue to have fun, and do the damn thing. It's Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. It's the Doug Stewart Show. What is 9/11 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 9/11 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on the link on my website and let 9/11 Tax Relief help you in your situation with our uncle, better known as Sam. So you think you're a fantasy whiz, huh? Well, prove it and make some nice scratch at the same time. Scratch is money. What do you know about FanDuel? FanDuel packs the thrill of a whole season in 1 week. Play in 1 week fantasy football leagues for free money with immediate cash payouts. The money is real with no season-long commitment. That's huge because when your team starts to suck, you don't want to play no more. It's no more fun. Trade everybody. I've been there. You play when and how much you want. Deposit now and FanDuel will match it up to $200. Use the promo code COOLER, that's COOLER, and take advantage of free loot to get your game on. FanDuel, where every week is a new season. I'm always saying get with the times. Stop acting like you at your mama house, calling that girl you met at summer camp 2 states away, and your mama screaming out, "I know you better not be talking long distance running up my bill with that little hussy girl." Well, get with the times with your long distance charges. Presenting Univon. Univon offers unlimited worldwide calling to 60 plus countries for $14.99 a month. No contract, no activation fee, and no cancellation fee. Users can call anytime using their mobile phone or home IP phone. So stop flushing money down the drain. Get more details by clicking Univon's link banner on the DougStewartShow.com or the link on the DougStewartShow.com app. Try out Univon and call your peoples like you not at your mama house.
He never throws into double coverage like Tony Romo. The Doug Stewart Show.
I told y'all to get rid of that. Yes, we can't use that anymore. Tony Romo is balling. He's balling out of control. He hadn't been throwing into double coverage over the last couple of weeks. Come on, producers, get rid of that clip, that drop. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Welcome back, and thank you very much. Thank you for passing the word on the show and telling people and reminding them that we come on every day, Monday through Friday during the week from 11 to 1 p.m. And we're having the most fun in the world in sports talk in particular. A little bit later in today's show, we're going to talk to my man D. Orlando Ledbetter, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons. And a little